Hi, here we are, just coming up on the Libra full moon tonight for me in Colorado. Um, it's, um, so the sun is in Aries and the moon is in Libra, and they are opposite each other, and the moon is fully lit up, right? So it's a time to celebrate, right? I love celebrating for the full moon, excuse me, because there could just, if you've been with me for a while, you've heard me say this before, and I'll keep saying it, but there can be a focus on the full moon is this time of releasing, which I understand. It totally makes sense to me because it's when the moon starts releasing, giving up its light, it's moving back into that waning phase, moving towards the new moon, right? So I understand where that comes from, but I feel like we live in this time where we're just constantly doing, bettering, more, improving, work on this, fix this, and it just feels like, gosh, a lot of pressure. I've been reading this amazing book. If you're not familiar with it, it's called Rest is Resistance by Trisha Percy, and it's so good. And she talks a lot about rest as a revolution, right? Rest as a social justice movement, right? Against racism, sexism, ableism, the patriarchy, the capitalism. It's brilliant. I highly recommend it if it all sounds interesting to you. And anyway, so coming back to the full moon, it's like, there's this, right? We have this obsession with doing. And so I like to stop and just celebrate at the full moon. Because if we think back to probably all of our ancestors somewhere back along the line on the full moon would get together and celebrate and dance around the fire and spend time and enjoy and eat good food and have a good time. Who knows? I'm sure other things, maybe we do ceremony, all kinds of different things, but I just love that idea of just celebrate. So I encourage you for this full moon to just celebrate one thing about yourself, just one thing that you can say, like, oh my gosh, I'm so good. I'm so good at this thing. This thing comes so naturally to me. I'm so proud of myself for this, something like that, some kind of celebration. And that can be your ceremony. Tell it to the moon, go out and speak it to the moon and say, I celebrate XYZ, this thing about myself that is unique and special to me. So happy full moon, happy Libra full moon, right? It's on that Aries Libra axis. So it's a perfect time to focus on like your relationship with yourself. Libra is all about the relationships with others and how we learn about ourselves through our relationships. But I feel like part of Libra's ultimate path is to know itself, regardless of all the reflections it gets back from other people, which I feel is very much in alignment with Aries, which is about that individuating, stepping into like your own power. Who am I? Whoa, what can I do? What kind of, superpowers do I have? That kind of stuff is alive. Chiron is near the sun for this, pretty darn close, like less than a degree. So they are conjunct. And Chiron is that wounded healer, but the one that helps us to step into our magic more, to heal the wounds that keep us from making choices, moving in directions that are most in alignment with why we're here in our soul path. So having Chiron there, I feel like offers an opportunity of a little bit of an underworld vibe to a full moon, which can be very, can really run the gamut what world the full moon is. So anyways, this full moon feels a little more on the kind of middle world level and with Aries and Libra, but having Chiron there brings that in. So there could be an opportunity for a little bit of like healing, having some feelings come up, just feel the feels, right? That's what Chiron is helping us to do, right? That just helps us step into things. But it could also be part of your full moon intention and celebration about yourself. Like, wow, I'm so grateful that I'm healing and working on this piece of myself, right? I celebrate how much healing I have done already in so many different ways, right? Jupiter's not too far away, so that just adds energy, right? Like ups the ante, the vibe of the whole thing. So yeah, I'll just say that. Then I don't want to keep you too long, and thanks for watching, but let's share the screen and look at the astronomy just a little bit, because that's always fun to do. And it looks like there may be some little patches of thin clouds, so I might get to see the full moon. I got to see Mercury the other night. Wow, what a treat. Mercury is not one that is always readily available for viewing, but I got to see Mercury the other night, and we've had a lot of stormy weather, so it's like I have not seen the night sky a lot this whole winter, barely, but I did get this Venus Mercury, so exciting. So anyways, here we are checking out the actual time of the full moon tonight, right? So Venus is just setting, our divine feminine, and Venus is moving towards the Pleiades here. So look for Venus in the coming nights to come to the Pleiades around Aldebaran, the Eye of the Bull. Mars up here still hanging in the sacred hoop, which we've talked about before, right? Moving all around. I'm kind of circling it, but I'm not naming all the pieces, parts of it right now. But Mars is still in there for a little while. Regulus is right up high in the sky, right? It's just culminated, so it's up high. So look for that heart of the lion, another one of the royal stars. That's kind of cool to have that be what's up on high, that heart, or part of courage, love, unconditional love, right? Those types of themes, like up on high on the midheaven, when the moment of the actual full moon. And here is the full moon over here in the priestess constellation, which is overlaid by Libra in our current time. So Libra full moon, not too far from Spica. This another important star that like represents, the feminine, the priestess, the goddess giving nourishment to the people, is one way to look at it. There's a lot of different ways to look at the stars. And so I think that's it. I'm going to end there, right? Because let's just quick see. We'll take the ground away, see if there's anything. Just that the sun is here, down here, Jupiter and Chiron's nearby, right close with the sun here. We just can't see it. Chiron has a big wide orbit, so Chiron could actually be kind of all over. I haven't been able to look exactly where Chiron is. It's funny, Stellarium.org, which is what this software is, doesn't let you do Chiron, which is always like, what? Unless things have changed. I haven't looked for it in a little bit, but used to not be able to find Chiron. So anyways, Chiron's there around the sun. Okay, cool. Kept you plenty long. Thanks for listening. And yeah, we'll check in again soon. Oh, I got a cool moon video watching like all the phases and how it moves around the sky coming up for you maybe later this week. So anyways, blessings. Celebrate your full moon. Thanks for being here with me.